All right. Seems like we're alive and well. Welcome to another week of streaming here. We're gonna be playing some. What do you guys want, cats? We're gonna be playing some more Legacy Death and Taxes, prepping for Eternal Weekend. I think I'm gonna play like Vintage one or two more times just to mess around, but really not preparing for that format. Really want to buckle down for Legacy in particular because that's the format that I'm most excited for. It's the format I have my buys for. It's the format that I've played a lot, know and love, and all that good stuff. So, a thing that I mentioned last week several times, in fact, is the resurgence of Dredge online, at least, with the past two, or I guess not the past two anymore, but the challenge last week and the challenge the week before that being won by Dredge, and this one, I think, either the runner-up was Dredge or like top 4, I forget, but there were like 4 Dredges in the top 32 of the most recent Legacy challenge. And it's making me rethink like how I want to go about graveyard hate in my board, if this is a thing that people are going to be doing towards like the latter rounds of the tournaments come Eternal Weekend, because maybe the deck's well positioned right now. I guess if everyone's on surgicals, and most of these decks seem to be playing a bunch of Silent Gravestone. Is that the name of the card? I think Silent Gravestone prevents graveyards from being targeted and such, making stuff like Surgical a lot worse, and you really need stuff like Rest in Peace, but Rest in Peace is often too slow, so there's a big, just like a lot of issues going on in terms of Graveyard Hate attacking Dredge specifically, which is, I guess, why it's kind of preying on the format right now. Anyway, I also, I guess I don't really need to change my stream title. I didn't change it from Friday, but it fits. So I kind of wanted to add a Containment Priest to my sideboard. I'm not really sure what I want to cut for it. And so the reasoning on Priest is that a lot of the Dredge decks are just like completely cutting any interaction with creatures that are in play in favor of, I've seen stuff like Wear Tear, Serenity, like Silent Gravestone, like I mentioned, just stuff that is going to blow up ley lines or blow up Rest in Pieces or beat Surgicals, beat the fast Graveyard Hate. I'm not sure. We're dropping frames like crazy all of a sudden. Anyway, I'm not sure like what I want to cut for it, but I feel like I want one on the board. I also like kind of wanted to reformat the deck in some way that I could fit Remorseful Cleric in the main, but I kind of hate cutting any card in the main deck right now. For this, the biggest candidates are probably like the Spirit Keeper or the Second Crusader. Or maybe the Ballista, but I want the Ballista in 75, so I'd have to move that to the board and then make a cut there. As for the sideboard, I think the biggest cuts are the Fairy Macabre and the Hallowed Spirit Keeper. There's a chance that like, the second Hallowed Spirit Keeper isn't necessary, and there's also a chance that Fairy Macabre is just a lot weaker with less Red-Black Reanimator running around. I feel like it's very weak Dredge Hate as well. It's a card that I feel like Dredge can beat pretty easily. Surgical's at least a more heavy hitter, because you can hit like all their Icarids or all their bridges or whatever. Fairy just like tries to hit their one Dredger on turn 1 and then go from there. I think I'm going to start with just cutting Fairy, and I don't know if continuing it with like 4 graveyard pieces is going to be good enough. I feel like the answer is no. I might want to take up to a 5th, but I'm definitely not positive on that one. I'm going to update all of my deck lists, though. Also, I'll take like any excuse to play Containment Priest again, because I love Containment Priest, even though it's like continually the 16th card in every Death and Taxes sideboard. Just like almost good enough, but not quite. It's never really been super impressive. Just because most of the decks it's good against are pretty niche. What the? Does this still have Crusading Knight in it? That can't be right. Is this deck list? Is this even the right deck list? Hell Spirit Keeper in the main. Oh, I guess it is. Well, it definitely should not be there. Alright, so I think this is the more updated deck list. Yeah. So now all of my fast graveyard hate's gone, basically. I have a single surgical, which might not even be worth it as a surgical extraction at that point. I think in, like, a 5-piece graveyard hate world, I would be on, like, 2 rip, 2 surgical, 1 priest. So, I'm gonna keep my eye out on, like, a card that I would like to cut for just, like, a second surgical if I feel that that's something I want to be doing. Let me just make sure everything's updated. Alright. I think that should be the proper deck list now. Yep, there's a container priest there. Alright, so let's get started. How do we do on Friday? I forget. Did we 4-1 or 3-2? No, did we 2-3? Look. I don't remember anything about the match I played Friday. Oh yeah, we lost a Loam twice and Miracles in like very tight 3-game sets. Now it's coming back to me. No idea what would beat though. The Death and Texas Mirror? And something else? Alright. Let's wait for this. I'm streaming.
Okay. But I am definitely drunk.
Alright, cool. Alright. I'm gonna go back and look at this list since this seems to be taking a bit. So yeah, I think it's gotta be Spirit Keeper probably. The second Spirit Keeper isn't necessarily like it makes the Grixis matchup that much better, but it's very narrow, and maybe just the first one is good enough. Because the first one is very good. The second one just lets you play the first one a little bit more proactively. With 2 Spirit Keepers in my deck, oftentimes against Grixis, I'll be happy playing the first one for like 2 tokens. But I'm not sure if like you want to try to extract more value out of it if you're playing against Grixis with only 1. But maybe something that just pops into 2 1/1s is still good enough.
Your face is
This hand seems really good. With like the Vile Mom Port Orthalia. Mountain. Are we against Burn? Alright. Opponent letting us know what's what. Turn 1, Chain Lightning your face. Hand's okay against Burn. Revoker's terrible, but Mom and Thalia are decent. Alright, with Eidolon, I think we're just not going to run out Thalia on turn 2. Rather than just not take 2 damage, I can Violet in next turn. I can just port them. Ooh, Stoneforge. Now I'm more tempted to run out Thalia. I think I might now. Because now we have something to Vile in, and we want to get our Batterskull or GT or whatever. And having Thalia in play plus Viling in a Mom protects the my opponent won't be able to kill both of them. Although you have to be cautious of price of progress at this stage in the game. So my opponent can like Searing Blaze this if they have it, or just bolt it or whatever. Aggressive. Fire Blast Thalia. Alright. Sure. Only has 2 cards left in hand. I feel like we're pretty good now. I like Wasteland because it lets me deploy another land without committing more into a price of progress. Although my opponent only has 2 cards in hand and 1 land, so I think we're just gonna play Wasteland and then port them, leaving up Wasteland. I'm tempted to just block this Eidolon with a Phyrexian Revoker. Untap. File and Stoneforge, play equip GT attack. I can only attack with the Mom, though, so that's not great. What he's doing? These cats. I'm gonna block. So I'm at 5. Let's not take this up. Can we draw a basic? Not good. I think the only way we die, though, because we get to go put this GJ to Mom, attack them. We go to 9. So the only way we die is, like, Fire Blast plus Price of Progress. So I think this is probably fine. What's up all the time? Alright, yeah, so I think we're only dead to exactly Fire Blast plus, okay, yeah, no, we're fine. Your reports came in after 10,000 years. That's good to hear. So yeah, my opponent has 1 card in hand worth 7 life. There's no card that they have that can deal damage. I've never seen how burn players like this matchup. I've never felt like bad about it by any means. The Stoneforge package is so good. The ways that you generally lose to burn is when they draw a pile of searing effects and like smash to smithereens post board, but Jailer sucks. I imagine Spirit Keeper sucks. We're just gonna like board in Chalice of the Void and a pile of 1-drop in our like 14 other 1-drop decks. Do you like 2 Revokers or Revoker Ballista split in the main? Well, I'm on 2 Revokers / 1 Ballista split right now. Speaking of which, Ballista is probably terrible. Oh wait, hang on. Revoker, what are you doing in there? I think, like, the question is, sometimes people play 3 Revoker, and I've kind of liked where 2 Revoker is at right now. Alright, so I'm not certain on Recruiter because it's very slow, but you can find some of your like key cards like Sanctum Prelate or Stoneforge Mystic. And I'm going down a lot on creatures, which always makes me nervous, because you do need things to pick up the GTAs. Your opponents can like play a weird control game. Could see like actually just shaving Recruiter, and then like, I guess Crusaders just kind of suck. I'd rather have 2 Recruiters in my deck. This looks okay. Is there anything worse than like a 3rd Crusader or 3rd Recruiter in the deck right now? There's the option of cutting the Sword of Fire and Ice, just because you're almost always tutoring for like the life gain equipment before the sword, but sword's still really good per red. I think in the builds that I had sideboard Sword of War and Peace, I usually cut the Fire and Ice, but oof, this hand not good against burn. Oof, this hand also not good against burn. I might have to keep it based on 6 on the draw. We can try to scry for a white source. If not, we can hope my opponent doesn't shadow his file. Oh, easy. The old... Oh man, value. We spread the land at the top. But we are just going to get nugged for like 4+ with this Goblin Guide. Ooh. That Chalice seems pretty good. Especially if my opponent just like smashes this Aether Vial immediately. Nope, they're just gonna spike my face. I'm going deep. Makes me less inclined to like run this Chalice on one. I might just play the Thalia just to try to block this Goblin Guide. I think that is what I'm gonna do. Again, if my opponent has like Searing Blaze or whatever, not good for me. But this is like a unkick. Oh no, this is just a 2-mana Chain Lightning. This is much better for me. This thought it gained me 3 life. Now we get to like Violent Mom, untap Chalice, Violent Stoneforge, and hope that's good enough. Pretty good chance my opponent can like Flame Rift, Fire Blast me out of this game though. So the plan is that they don't have 8 damage worth of burn in their hand, but it's looking like that's not the case. They're just gonna like, ooh, smash my Chalice. Oh, that means we're not dead though. Means we're putting shields down on a Price of Progress again. But I think most burn players also sideboard out Price of Progress here. We're at 5, we just need to get GTA for the immediate, like, put GTA on something. We can just cast GTA here, even, to put it on the Stoneforge. I think I'm totally fine just letting this Goblin Guide kill my Stoneforge Mystic, just to gain 4 life instead, rather than like gain 2 and kill this Goblin Guide, because I just don't care about this Goblin Guide at all. If it attacks, we can block with Mom, or like just wisp it out or whatever. I think I'd rather be at 9 life. Spike me, sure. Reveals Batter Skull. Well, not super useful, but... This does give them an extra mana, so maybe this wasn't right. But I wanted to make sure I could play around them like casting a bolt. You can float the mana here, and if they don't use it for anything, then we do get to eat this. But I actually do die if my opponent has 2 lightning bolts in their hand. I might have killed myself, but hopefully that's not the case. What would need exactly like 2 lightning bolts. So they have notably cast 0, but yeah, that Mountain Flicker, I didn't really think through that line too much. I was mostly like, oh, I can just protect my Flicker Wisp, but this does actually like net them that mana there. Which is really dumb, because I wasn't dead to like anything on 1 mana with this GT. What's my opponent thinking about here? Like, Bolt the Mom? Flickering Guide. Yeah, that makes more sense. I just kind of wanted to kill it, but it is just really greedy. I had no reason to try to kill this guide. I could have just flickered it out. And just, if I connect with GTA a second time, this game's just over. Yeah, see, now I'm gonna possibly die here. Let's hope I don't get supremely punished. Please no punish. No punish. 0 punishments. This would be like the longest slow roll of my life. He just has the bolt this whole time. Just does it in response to this trigger. Oh, thank God we're alive. Yeah, we can probably play this Mom. Yeah. Sometimes lucky indeed. Opponent casts like Sulfuric Vortex. Alright, sure, we're gonna gain another 2 life. Wait, we can just Council's Judgment it. We're totally fine with this Sulfuric Vortex. We do take 2, notably. I'm gonna just gain life. What needy. Sulfuric Vortex. Each player's upkeep, they take 2 damage, and if a player would gain life, the player gains no life instead. Sulfuric Vortex is like exactly why we're bringing Council's Judgment. Occasionally they have like ensnaring bridges and such as well, but we're 5 life with 2 GJ counters. And double Wasteland up in case my opponent just like has a Price of Progress randomly. Risk factor, huh? You know what, opponent? You know, I'm actually not sure. Like, I think either of these options is pretty fine. I don't think my opponent drawing 3 cards is super scary, but also just taking 4 is just the equivalent of, like, a GT trigger. So we'll still effectively be at 5, so we're not dead to a Fire Blast. So I think we're just going to take 4, I guess? I don't know if statistically them drawing 3 cards usually deals more than 3 damage. I think the answer is yes. I mean, 3 cards doesn't equal 9 damage, but I think 3 cards equals more than 4 on average. And we'll take 4. I feel like Risk Factor is not really what Legacy Burn is looking for. Card seems a little slow for this format. I don't want to tap out for this Batter Skull. I really don't want to just, like, randomly get Price of Progress and lose a game that I shouldn't lose. Like, Pop plus Fire Blast off the top is 10, and we only have 9 life. I don't think there's a very good reason to not respect Price of Progress. Although I'm pretty sure almost all Burn players do board it out. You never know with Burn players. League's going decent, Static. We're up a game, and looks like we're doing pretty good against Burn. This is round 1, though, so it's anyone's league. I don't think there are any 2 cards that can kill us here from an effective 9 life. Experimental Frenzy. Yeah, if the last 2 cards are land plus Experimental Frenzy, I think I'm good. Gonna Risk Factor me again. Alright. They discard. Out of curiosity. A mountain. Makes sense. Yeah, I'll take 4. Just a repeat of last turn. Might have just let them draw 3 for the thrill. Ooh, emergency gain life. That's pretty good. Now we're just literally in the exact same position as last turn, except now we also have a Swords to Plowshares. Turns out Browbeat's still bad. It's, like, surprisingly not. It's definitely not the worst Browbeat variant, but it's definitely not good here. I don't think it's particularly good in Legacy. Oh man, gonna smash my GT, that's rude. I guess I'll just go to 6 life. And have lethal on board. Alright, this means we just attack for lethal. My opponent's last card is like Lightning Bolt or something. Doesn't matter. I mean, they get to live a turn, but we have this plow. And they just die. Yep. Cool, cool, cool. Got him good. Take that, you dirty Burn players. Alright, where's Burn on this list? Burn's getting up there. 6 matches against it now. Yeah, GTA is a really messed up card. Eesh, this hand kind of blows. Eesh, this hand also kind of blows, especially on the draw. I'm supposed to keep this, like, this clunker of a 6 on the draw? Probably not. Rather have, like, any 2-drop on a Mold-5. Like, land, Vile Follia is just infinitely better than this. Yeah. We have to keep something shitty like this. Just, like, have Vile on the top of our deck, so that's fine. Basic Island. Miracles? And Miracles not a deck I want to Mold-5 against. Could be, like, Sneak or some other random blue deck, blue combo deck. Yeah, same. This hand's, like, fine, not good, but I think it's probably better than my 6. If I were against Miracles specifically, I think I'd rather have my 6, but even then, just, like, letting them do, like, everything without even putting a single thing out, they could easily just turn 3 Mentor or turn 4 Jason or something, and we're just stone dead. I guess we just go grab Batterskull. We already have this sort of Fire Nice. Monolith Painter. I don't think Painter plays fetch lands or, like, ponders. Or a lot of things. You'd say High Tide. I'd be like, could be. Alright, yeah, Miracle's confirmed. Miracle's the only Legacy deck that plays Arid Mesa. Gonna kill my guy. All my options kind of suck here. My opponent just has, like, Jace. We're super far behind. Or if my opponent just, like, has a counterspell for this recruiter. I'll try it. My friend bought resets for a tournament this weekend. He no longer owns resets. Probably the best choice that you can make with a playset of resets. Alright, well, this resolved at least. Guess I should just go grab another recruiter? We have a bunch of equipment to, like, make these things actual threats. And our hand is very threat light right now. So I don't want to, like, grab a Flicker Wisp and have this recruiter easily be dispatched and then just have a useless 3-1. Accumulated knowledge, yeah. So if my opponent just has a Jace here, we're pretty fucked. Oh, thank God. No Jace. We did it. We get to live to see another day, chat. Unfortunately, like, my next turn isn't good either. Play another recruiter? Just cast a sword and no equip? This hand is just not very conducive to winning this game. Unless my opponent happens to, like, miss their 4th land drop, and then we draw Thalia plus Port. Just a lot of things have to go right for us. Hopefully, the opponent at least, like, plays a Tundra. So we can wasteland it and then cast our sword. I mean, these white border lands are a little bit tilting. Anyway, how do I zoom in on these again? It's like a middle click on the mouse. That didn't work. I never remember how to, like, zoom in on these cards. Oh, well, they hit their land drop. Yeah, at least it's another 3-drop, or, like, it's something to pair with a 3 here. I think we're gonna attack here. They have, like, Snap. then I think I'm fine. What are they gonna? They're targeting the plow. Yeah, just like not gonna play my other recruiter into this. In which case, this recruiter could have just eaten a snap plow regardless. So I think I'm kind of just fine with this. Q. Right. Unfortunately, this means that like they're setting up hardcore for a chase, but. Q. Oh, jeez, that kid really gets blown up. Also makes a weird noise. There's the Tundra, and there's the Jace, I assume. Yep. You're welcome all the time. So yeah, not looking great right now. I could recruit a Revoker and play it, but that seems really ambitious looking at my opponents. Like, my opponent gets to see 6 cards, could easily have another Snap or a Plow, or just set up a Terminus to deal with a Revoker, so. This is why you're going to match up against Elsinite. You shut your mouth. Could like tutor a mom just so I have something to violent at instant speed. Eh, well, never mind. So much for that plan. What's my plan with my mana here? I could just port instead of wastelanding. I'm definitely going to cast this Recruiter. And I can only wasteland or port since I can't wasteland twice. I'm not equipping Recruiter the sword, so my opponent wants to Jason summon my Recruiter. Like, fucking go ahead. So I guess port's just better because I get to keep my lands around. It's worse if my opponent ends up slamming back to basics, I guess. But no, we're going to port their Tundra, so it'll be dead anyway. So we can just... And this time, well, we have a lot of lands. Maybe I do just, like, grab a Ballista. There's a chance I'll be able to, like, Violent Mom, like, attack it or something. Ballista up. We just need to answer this Jace, and I don't think Phyrexian Revoker is a good answer to this Jace. Could get ambitious and grab a Wisp, but that seems not great. Prelate's not bad. I'm just gonna grab Ballista. If we top back a 6th land, we can just straight up kill the Jace. And this is why we didn't just equip this, because that thing was likely not long for this world. My opponent can also just easily, like, back to basics me out of existence. But we could still, if I'm able to cast back to basics, we have an opening with the Mom to kill the Jace still. Not a large one. My opponent has cast 2 plows, though, so would be open to just, like, Mom, equip sword, try to kill it. If my opponent leaves up 3 mana, I don't think I want to go for it, just because Snap Plow is so much more likely. But my opponent taps low. I'm definitely tempted. Mentor. Oh, well, that's not really what I meant by tapping low, but I guess. Ooh. They used a snap though. Yeah, they've only used 1 snap. I guess they have like probably 2 left or something. I can't jailer the Mentor out of the way and also kill the Jace. I think the Mentor might be scarier to leave into play than the Jace would be, but I'm not positive on that one. I Jailer the Mentor... I don't even, like, there's not even a good chance I can take the Jace off the board, because my opponent likely can have just, like, Brainstorm here or something to trigger the Mentor. I think I'm just supposed to, like, wait on trying to kill this Jace. Cast this Palace Jailer. Hopefully they don't have, like, actual counterspell here. You gotta kill. I don't even have, like, I'm not even guaranteed to kill the Jace is the issue. I can equip the sword to the Mom and attack it, but my opponent could likely just cast a cantrip and block with a Monk, and then I'm nowhere, right? Brainstorm prevents the equip line. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Like, there's so many ways that could go wrong for me killing this Jace, especially after they Brainstorm twice. There's also ways that this could go wrong. If my opponent has, like, removal spell plus Jace on summon, they can... Oh, they have actual counterspell. That's fine. I mean, not fine. It's bad, but... Yeah, this was, I think, worst case. Do I want to wasteland this? We kind of want 5 mana. Never mind, we're not going to wasteland that. We want to cast our spells. Play Ballista on 3 or something. Probably 0%. Yeah, probably something like that. Are we going to get grinded to death? No, Monster Mentor is pretty, swift death. We're not going to get ground out so much as, my opponent's going to beat me to death with a bunch of large monks. It's like Ponder, Brainstorm, AK. Yeah, well, we can try to assume my opponent doesn't have Snap counterspell. Play Ballista for 3. I think I'm just gonna concede if they like Snap counterspell this. Just save time. Or just like hardcast Force. That's fair too. Yeah, alright. The issue is that if they don't have cantrips, then they probably have action spells. And if they have action spells, we're still fucked. Alright, so... Want these, want these. I never know if I want to board in, like, Relic Order. It's probably better than just, like, the one-off Swords to Plowshares that remains in after you cut 7 cards for this stack. But is there a better option? Like, Hallowed Spiritkeeper sucks. Leon Relic Order probably sucks less than Hallowed Spiritkeeper does. I still have one in the main deck that I probably need to cut if there's something better. Bring in the Surgical, get him. I mean, I don't think we're beating anything. I don't think we're beating anything besides my opponent having all lands in their hand. Hell, Spiritkeeper just file it in response to Supreme Verdict. And we get them, right? That's how this card works. Yeah, pretty close to 0% to win. It turns out when your opponent untaps with a Mentor and a Jace in play, you're not very likely to win the game after that. Ah, good hand. Not great because we don't have a lot of our like mana denial pieces, like Thalias and Ports and stuff. But obviously, never mulling a hand with like 2 lands and an Aether Vial in this matchup. I like keeping in swords. I like it a lot less when we're boarding in chalices. But generally, like, if your sword